Doris. Thanks, everybody. And good afternoon. Happy New Year. And in observance of what is called the Larry David rule, to which I strongly adhere, today is the last day we can actually say Happy New Year. So we're all very appreciative that you're in attendance today. I want to thank so many friends who've taken time out of their days to be here. And I also want to thank and recognize my wife, Liz, who's joined us today. I'm only 2 paragraphs here. I got 18 pages here, so buckle up. I do want to thank everyone who was involved with decorating and setting up this room for today's festivities. It really looks amazing. Great, good job, you guys. We're here today to announce some very exciting changes within the Isotopes organization. I've been accused by some, where's Rebecca? Of being flowery and dramatic and somewhat long-winded when it comes to public speaking. So forgive me in advance for the lengthiness of what I'm about to say. This upcoming season will be my 39th year in professional baseball. But and my path hasn't necessarily been textbook by any means, but it's certainly been kind of storybook. And who knows, maybe someday I will actually write a book about it. My career started back in 1988 when I was a PR intern with the California Angels, my hometown team. My time with the Angels included working the 1988 Major League All-Star Game. I had the honor of being able to work the World Series in 1988 with the Dodgers. They ended up winning the World Series that year. I was in the press box for Kirk Gibson's famous home run. And early on, my career was already being established with some really cool moments. Throughout the 4 years that I was with the Angels, and even 3 years before that, Liz and I navigated a long-distance relationship. Before cell phones, before FaceTime, before emails. I was living in Los Angeles, she was living in Calgary. In 1991, we decided to get married and start a new life for ourselves in Canada. Literally the day after we got married, my father-in-law opened up the local newspaper and saw that the Seattle Mariners AAA club that was in Calgary, they were called the Calgary Cannons, had just fired their PR director. And here I was with 4 years of Major League PR experience. So the stars really aligned in kind of a fortuitous way for us. We enjoyed an 11-year stint with the Cannons, serving in various positions, including the final, I think it was 6 years as GM. During that time in Calgary, our 2 kids, Joe, who you all know, and Sophie, who some of you know, were born, and would both ultimately have a variety of roles in the organization and the success we've enjoyed here in Albuquerque. In December of 2001, the Calgary club, after I ran it to the ground, it was sold to a group led by a gentleman named Ken Young, who kept me on to operate the Lame Duck franchise for 1 year in 2002, before he moved the team to Albuquerque to become the Isotopes. After that final 2002 season in Calgary, Ken gave us an amazing opportunity to move to Albuquerque to be part of the group that started what has been an incredible 23-year journey with the Isotopes. The first 21 of which was under the ownership of Ken and his partners. Ken named me GM immediately upon the conclusion of our inaugural 2003 season, together with an incredible group of people who have made up our staff for nearly a quarter century. We've accomplished some amazing things, from hosting the AAA All-Star Game back in 2007, to Manny Ramirez's circus of a rehab assignment in 2009, to hosting the AAA National Championship Game in 2011, to unveiling the transformative mariachis. Did I say that right?
Pretty good.
Okay.
We'll give it to you.
Might be my last time actually saying it. That alternate identity that we came up with as a group in 2018 was transformative. We came out of the COVID canceled season of 2020 to end up, we've led the league in attendance each of the years since that. So it's really been tremendous. And the accolades and the awards and all that stuff has been really, really cool. But it's been our impact in this city, in this state, in this community, that's what I'm most proud of. And as Nick LeBou used to say, the Isotopes quickly became interwoven into the fabric of this community. We became a trusted quality of life option for families and for baseball fans, now totaling more than 12 million people who have watched our games in this beautiful ballpark since we started back in 2003. We've had such a loyal group of season ticket holders, suite holders, corporate partners, game day employees, terrific relationships throughout the community, with the city, with the media, other friends of the club. It's really, truly been an incredible journey. One of our strengths is that we've been comprised of so many quality human beings and talented employees over the years. This situation that I've been blessed with is really a prime example of surrounding yourself with people who are better than yourself. I'm so proud of these people. I'm on page 7. I'm so proud of these people. Our whole staff is here. Thankful for their loyalty to both the organization and to me personally. We have people that have been with this organization 10, 15, 20 plus years. It's truly incredible to have that in our industry. I want to thank you all and the people before you for all you've done for elevating this organization and me, and I'm so proud to be associated with all of you. I was recently doing some math as I reflected on my time here with the Isotopes, especially as it relates to the history of professional baseball in this community. Many, hopefully all of you, know the name Pat McKernan, and I know there's a few of you in this room who knew Pat, the iconic and longtime general manager of the Albuquerque Dukes. Pat was here from 1979 through the Dukes' final year in 2000, a 22-year span. It dawned on me that I've been with the Isotopes longer than Pat was with the Dukes, which still is mind-boggling to me anytime I think it, and now I see it written here. It's unbelievable, because Pat was this iconic figure. If you think about it, there have only been 3 people to serve as general manager of Albuquerque's professional baseball franchises since 1979. There was Pat, Mel Kowalczyk was our GM here the first year, and then me. It's insane. If you bear with me as I get a little bit more personal here for a moment, probably just about everybody in this room has known that I've been contemplating retirement over the past few years. Liz and my family have sacrificed so much to allow me to have an amazing, almost 40-year career in baseball. A rough estimate is that we've spent at least 2,500 nights apart due to the grind of this baseball life. You were supposed to come up with the exact number. Yeah. You didn't. You're grounded. The baseball life is one that certainly is unforgiving due to the nature of our schedule. However, it's also incredibly rewarding. The stories, the moments, the relationships, the travel, I mean, these are the things that stick with us, way more than the wins and losses on the field. And by the way, most people don't know this, but Liz was the creative brainpower behind the development of our beloved mascot, Orbit, way back before our first season even started. As a mother of 2 young children when we moved here, I think she hit our first home run here ever with her input about what our mascot should be. She's been my sounding board for so many things, Isotopes related and other things. And I couldn't be more grateful for her ears, her perspective, and her support. We're empty nesters now, and we have many things we want to enjoy moving forward. One of those is time together, because the life that we have in baseball, it's not always most giving when it comes to being able to spend time together. Our new ownership group, Diamond Baseball Holdings, also known as DBH because it's a lot easier to say, owns 48 minor league baseball teams, all different levels, all around the country. I'd like to recognize Ben Taylor, the Regional Vice President of the Western clubs in DBH's portfolio, who came to town for today's announcement. Ben, thank you for being here. Ben and several others within the DBH family have been very understanding, supportive, and patient with my thought process and the journey that I've been on these past several months, if not longer, trying to figure out what it is that I wanted to do. During the fall, Ben and I had a number of conversations about me getting involved in an advisory capacity with one of the DBH clubs in the California League, the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. The Quakes are an Angels affiliate. They have a young staff, and they're in a really interesting and dynamic market. I've agreed to help out in whatever way I can with the Quakes, which is kind of neat as it sort of bookends my career. Working back in Southern California again, and with the Angels again, it's sort of a poetic path to wind down my career. Whoever that was, I apologize. I know that Ben and DBH have felt comfortable with me pursuing this path due to the people and the foundation that we have here with the Isotopes. They're continually saying that the Isotopes are one of the jewels of their portfolio and also amongst all minor league baseball franchises. Deep in my heart and upon some serious self-reflection, I know that being able to give the Isotopes 100% of my attention while also being involved in Rancho is not something at this point in my age and my life that I don't think I'd be able to do. And it wouldn't be fair to this staff or this organization to try to juggle that. The job here is a 24/7, 365 position, and it deserves someone who can focus solely on the Isotopes. DBH also knows that the 23 plus years that I've put into this organization and the soon to be 39 years that I've put into this business are something that I would never just cold turkey walk away from. That's not how I'm wired, and Liz and I have talked about that a lot. It's just, there are days when you just, okay, I'm done. But that's, when it comes down to it, I would never do that. They also know that I've been trying to find a path towards eventual retirement, and what we're announcing today provides that runway for me. So after many lengthy conversations and even lengthier self-reflection, we've agreed that I will no longer be the general manager of the Albuquerque Isotopes. Even though it may sound like it from what I've said so far, I'm not here to announce my retirement just yet, although it is somewhere on the horizon. And somebody said this, a friend of mine in baseball said this, and it's an amazing quote, and I'm going to steal it. I'm not smart enough to have ever done anything else, but I'm smart enough never to have done anything else. And I want to thank Mark Amicone for saying that, because it's so true. In order for this organization to move forward, and for me to glide towards the retirement path that Liz and I want, it's time for someone else to be the day-to-day decision maker of the Isotopes. I want to make it clear that I'm not being pushed out, forced out, anything like that by DBH. This was my decision, and this is one that I'm certainly at peace with. I will be staying on in an advisory capacity as team president. I still don't know what that means, but we'll figure it out. And I'll be helping out with a variety of special projects, being a resource in whatever way I can be of service to the organization, to the people. That's kind of how I've been focused my whole career so far, and that's not going to change. My time and attention may be getting split between the Isotopes and Rancho Cucamonga, but we are continuing to live in Albuquerque. We're not moving. As much of these past 10, 12 minutes have been about me and my story, today is not about me. Today is about the future. Today is about our continuing to raise the bar for what our standard is and for what's possible. Today is about a new and fresh perspective to help move us forward and continue the legacy that we've started. Not only will we not skip a beat by me not being the GM here, this organization will continue to thrive and be elevated to even greater heights. Today is about the new general manager of the Albuquerque Isotopes. She's been with us since January of 2004. A 22-year span, which has seen her wear many hats, from running our retail operation and then our box office to eventually becoming assistant GM of baseball operations. She's largely been in the background, but has been involved in so much of what we've accomplished here. She's well respected within the baseball community, both at the major league level and the minor league level, and certainly within the DBH portfolio as well. And now she becomes the first ever female general manager to hold the title of general manager of an Albuquerque professional baseball team. It gives me great pleasure and great honor to introduce the new GM of your Albuquerque Isotopes, Chrissy Baines. It's all yours.
Woo! It's all mine. Oh my gosh. What John doesn't know is president means you do more work. Way more work, way more assigned work.
Ben, I'm changing my.
Oh my gosh. Seriously, let's give a huge round of applause for John, please. John's story is certainly one for the books, and a story that we can all appreciate. Obviously, John has played an incredible role for the Isotopes and has also been a proven, steady, and impactful leader across all of minor league baseball. John, you certainly deserve the respect and the recognition to become the team's president. I thank you, and I'm so thankful that you'll be continuing to provide mentorship and guidance, not only for myself, but for this entire staff that's standing in this room. Liz, you better get ready. You're about to have John at home way more than you ever have. I don't know if you're ready for that. I'm genuinely so happy and I'm excited for you both, as you both deserve the very best. For the last 22 years, I've attended most all of these press conferences, and I've been one of the staff standing off to the side. I've always admired how John has handled these occasions, especially with the media, and how he conveys that story to everyone. John is certainly the best at what he does. He has been a fantastic mentor for me throughout my career, and of course for all the staff standing in this room. We are all grateful for John's leadership and his continued devotion to this team. I can't look at you, I'm gonna cry. You already cried, now I'm gonna cry. One of the things that I'd like you all to know the most about me is that this team and this staff means the world to me. I just finished my 24th season in baseball, and 22 of those with the Isotopes. I basically grew up within these walls. I take great pride in the work that got us here. This team was built on relationships with the community, the support of our corporate partners, season ticket members, and by being intentional about putting our fans first. At the end of the day, we will continue to do right by this organization, to our fans, to the Colorado Rockies, and ensure this team remains a great source of pride for this community. Since John mentioned this, I also had to do some math myself. I've worked over 1,700 baseball games. I know I look young. I do. Thank you. I look young. I started my career in 2002 as a ticketing intern for a single A team in Savannah, Georgia. Yes, I'm originally from Georgia. Yes, that's the accent that you hear. Yes, I'm a Georgia Bulldogs fan. And no, we will not talk about their last game. Throughout my time in Savannah, I oversaw stadium operations, merchandise, hiring and managing of all game day staff, and overseeing our food and beverage operation. In December of 2003, I accepted the Director of Retail Operations role with the Isotopes. I basically just packed up my car, headed to the desert, and started with this team in January of '04. Throughout my time with the Isotopes, as John mentioned, I've held titles as Director of Retail Operations, Director of Box Office and Retail Operations, and since 2015, I've been the Assistant General Manager of Business Operations for the team. I've been lucky enough to have excellent mentors throughout my career here with the Isotopes. Ken Young, our previous owner, has always placed a great amount of trust in me. And I continue to appreciate his input and his advice. Nick LeBou, or for those of you that knew him well, it was Uncle Nicky. And Uncle Nicky taught us that this business is built on relationships. And you better be sure to take care of all those around you. Being named general manager for this team and the first female general manager. In Albuquerque baseball history is an incredible honor, and I'm humbled by this opportunity. First of all, I want to thank my family in this room. I knew this is probably where I would cry. To my in-laws, Doug and Kathy, also season ticket members. I can't thank you enough for all the support that you provide on a daily basis. As for my wife, Carrie, you inspire me and you make me a better person every single day. To my Diamond Baseball Holdings family, I want to thank them for their trust in me, and I'm very appreciative of the support that they've shown me throughout this entire process. As John mentioned, the Isotopes play a very important role in the DBH portfolio, and we have a phenomenal reputation across all of minor league baseball. We continue to set a very high bar across all areas and departments, and I look forward to building upon that success. This upcoming season certainly packs a punch for this ballpark. We have 75 Isotopes baseball games, 2 banana ball games featuring the party animals, 2 cosmic baseball events, which I've attended, and by far one of the coolest events I've ever seen. 17 New Mexico United matches, and hopefully more if we both make it to the playoffs. And we'll certainly have our fair share of other charity walks, community, and other corporate events. All of these reasons are why we are one of the best entertainment venues across the country. John mentioned this, and it's very important for me to say. The Isotopes aren't who we are because of one single person or one single GM. We are who we are because of all the staff standing in this room. We have a tremendous amount of tenure and experience that is, quite frankly, unheard of with many other teams. I trust this team, I value this team, and I learn from this team each and every day. I am honored and thrilled to lead, and I cannot wait to see what we all accomplish together. Thank you.